Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you've watched the past couple of videos, we've hinted at the fact that we rebuilt the van. And we heard you. You want a van tour. And so today we're going to bring you just that. If you're new here, I'm Alicia, and my partner Rachel and I travel with our two dogs in a Ram ProMaster 2500 159 wheelbase non-extended. We went back to New Jersey in the fall to deal with some family stuff, and I was going through a whole lot of things, and one day my impulsive self decided to just pull out the entire van build and start from scratch. The first time I built this van, it took me 2 years, and this time I gave myself a timeline of 2 months. So it's not perfectly finished yet, but we were able to change the layout in a way that really works for us. After living in a van for a year and a half with two people in such a small space, you really learn what you need based on your lifestyle to make it work. And we really think that this new layout really does that for us.
We are so excited to give you guys a tour today. So why don't you guys come on in? So everyone has that one closet in their house that they just stuff everything in when they have company over. That's the cab. So when we are parked, we use the cab as extra storage space. And this stuff eventually usually finds a home or it just goes on the bed while we're driving. And that's the cab. We have some storage above the cab where we keep, our toiletries, some of my camera stuff, and our grocery bags. These are easy to grab when we go to the grocery store. Our gym bags for the gym. Lots of storage, and we still have some space.
Welcome to my favorite spot in the van, which is our kitchen dining room situation. We cook a lot, and so we wanted to make sure that we still had space and storage in order to be able to do that. We also like to be able to kind of go off into the wilderness for about a week at a time and not have to worry about groceries. And so we really wanted to build in a lot of storage within our kitchen. So we do have a pantry. The pantry's a little messy right now, but it does have these pull-out shelves so that we can find all the things. We're able to get quite a lot in there. This I made on purpose open so that we could access our water. We have the zero water filter, which really does a really great job of filtering out some of the sketchy water sources we sometimes fill our tank with so that we have some drinking water. So that is all of our kind of dry goods storage. We have this right here. This is how we keep it from opening right now because it doesn't have the closer. I'm going to work on that. Down here are we have drawers that have all of the things. So this one has some of the things that we can access a lot. This is our cutting board drawer so that we can have a little bit of extra workspace when we are cooking. Underneath it has some extra cutting boards and there's some spices in the back. And then this is all of our utensils and our cooking stuff. We use this little this tray we got from Amazon. It's really helpful to keep all of the stuff pretty compact. Over here we have more cooking things, our little blender, immersion blender. I actually have some more space in there. I guess maybe I should get some more stuff. And we have, of course, a junk drawer. Everybody needs a good junk drawer.
And it's junky.
And it has a little bit of everything. The stuff we access the most. Like we have more storage in the back for other miscellaneous things, but this is stuff that we need probably more often. And then this is another kind of random drawer, but it has all of our supplements and it has all of our dog stuff, or some of our dog stuff. So those are our drawers. And then over here is the main show where we do all of our cooking. We have two big cabinets. This is where all of our glasses and our blender. And then on this side is our toaster and our plates and things. Here is our stove. This comes up. So when we need to use it, we put this back there. We actually kind of usually have that open. And then down behind here is some more storage. So we can put some, like our crock pots back there. Some things we don't use as often because it's kind of a pain to get to. But it is some more storage. And then our sink. This was not planned, but this fits perfectly, our dish rack in the sink. And we have a nice deep sink. Just in case there's a night we don't want to do our dishes right away. We can hide those. This was a new addition to this new build, is this little flip out drawer where we put our toothbrushes. And then down here we have all of our cleaning supplies. These pull out as well. There's also some storage behind it. So I almost forgot about this drawer because it's so built in there. With this big giant drawer, which I was really happy about. And it has all of our pots and pans and our air fryer, and it's very, very easy to pull out and access. Last but not least, and the biggest reason why we rebuilt the van is to have this seating area here. So we can both sit here. This bench underneath houses all of our laundry and also has our diesel heater. And then over here, this is actually just our freezer, and I put a cushion on top of it. I originally was planning to build like a cabinet for it, but then I realized I kind of liked having the flexibility of being able to pull that out and move it around as needed. So that is our second seat. We do have a swivel seat, but we don't really swivel it. We just push the seat all the way up and we put the back kind of like in this direction, and so that somebody can easily sit here as well. And so now we have a separate seating area that we can both work and eat at. That is not our bed. You did hear me mention we have a freezer. That's quite a luxury in a van. It's been really nice because we can sometimes buy things in bulk or, reduce our food waste quite a bit because we have that freezer. So it takes a little bit of power, but we're able to manage it with our electrical system. So we're doing it. Our fridge is just a refrigerator, though. There's no freezer. It is a 12-volt fridge. It is pretty packed right now because we are going to be out here for a while.
So the next area that we have in a van is the bathroom area. We have our Trillino toilet. If you haven't seen the video on the Trillino when we got it, please check that out. But this thing has really come in handy because it allows us not to have to dump constantly. We also have a little garbage can in here and just, some more storage area. Under here, we have more storage space. We normally keep our towels and stuff under here. And then if you take this whole thing up, it actually has a shower basin. And above the refrigerator, we have another cabinet. I call this the hobby cabinet. It just has all our hobbies. Underneath our refrigerator, we have two drawers, one for myself and one for Alicia for our clothing. I try to roll all of my clothing up so that it looks nice and neat. It doesn't look neat right now, but normally it does. And it closes that way. And then here we have, back it up. We have another area for storage. This is really where we keep a lot of miscellaneous stuff. Extra deodorant, puppy pads, cotton swabs, alcohol, all the little things that you might need when you're on the road. And then right above that, we call this our Costco closet because it houses big items that we might get at Costco, such as a 24-pack of seltzer. We got some snacks in here, our snack bin, and just some more things that, again, we like to have on hand. And we don't have to go to the store all the time, especially Costco. So I'm about to show you one of the most unique features about this van. We have dog stairs. It was important for us to make sure that our dogs were comfortable and that they could access their water and food whenever they wanted to and be able to jump up on the bed. And so we built these stairs for them, and they have storage in them too. One of the best features, for sure. We now have a fixed bed, so this bed stays in bed mode all day. Before, we had to disassemble the bed, put the table together so that we could work. But now, it's just the bed. And the mattress is a lot thicker, and it's just a more comfortable style. Above our bed, we have a brand new Velvet air conditioner. It definitely keeps us cool. We don't run it too often because we don't want to waste our solar, but it does a trick when it's hot. We also have this nice little fan, my favorite thing. Next, we have some storage. So we keep all of our clothes in these nice clothing bags. It allows us to keep them really organized and to minimize the space that they take up. So this is clutch in being able to keep as much clothing items as we need. Also have some hidden storage inside of the door where Alicia keeps some jewelry, some of her meds and tissues and stuff like that. Again, another storage area. And this is Missy's favorite spot, but one of mine too. We have 2 windows that give us a real good cross breeze when we have them open. And that's it.
Okay, so most people who live in the van life or have van tours, they call the part under their bed the garage. I call that our basement and this our garage. We bought this off somebody at a van event for way cheaper than they cost because I am too cheap to buy something like this, but it's been super clutch. In here, we house all of our tools. We have our generator, our plugs, all the things that you would keep in your garage at home. A lot of extra spare parts and things like that, so I can tinker with things and fix things because, in the van, things break all the time. It's just part of life here. And we're able to put 2 trash cans because when we're out off the grid for a while, you have to leave no trace, which means you have to take your trash with you and then find a dumpster for it. And so this has been really nice. We actually just got the second one because we found that when we're out for more than like a week at a time, we usually need a second one. So now we can fit all of our trash. And this swivels out, and so we can easily access still the back. I keep a bungee cord here to be able to keep this door open, because that's the one thing with this, it doesn't open all the way anymore. Downside to it, but it's still pretty nice. It's a little messy back here, so excuse us. This is getting the real tour. This I call our basement because it's all of our fun stuff that maybe you would keep in your basement at home, and it's under the bed. So down here we have our water tank. It is a 33-gallon tank, and I can fill it right here, which is super easy. We also have a propane hot water heater and a separate propane tank. I forgot to mention in the kitchen we have another propane tank behind the oven. I didn't want to run a super complicated propane system, and so I just did 2 of these small tanks. We've been using them for 1.5 years, and we've had 0 problems getting them filled places. That was one of my concerns because people had said that they're really hard to fill, but we have not run into any problems getting them filled. We usually can go about 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks between filling those with using both our hot water and our stove, and we do cook quite a lot. I also have my electrical system, kind of hard to see, but it's in this closet back here. If I need to access it, I kind of have to pull everything out. There is an emergency switch on the side there to turn things off. We have 400 amp hours of lithium batteries, and then we have all Victron components, 3,000 watt inverter charger. We have the DC to DC charger for when we're driving, and we also can connect to shore power. We have a plug. We haven't had to plug in since we got our 12-volt fridge, really. And so we mainly run off of our solar power. We have about 350 watts of solar. And then we have an extra solar panel right here that we can put out if we're going to be posted up for more than a few days somewhere. I connect that to the system, and that gives us an extra, it's supposed to be 330 watts, but it's fallen many times. It gives us like an extra 75 watts. But that's enough for days when we're not going to be driving and charging in that way. But yeah, this is a ton of storage. We have all of our things back here, all of our camping gear, and still working on how to keep it organized. But I feel like it's given us a lot more storage than our previous build. And that's a wrap. We hope that you enjoyed this tour as much as we have loved living in this space. We do definitely plan to make another video that goes a little bit more into detail as to why we made these changes and why it works better for us. But I want to finish up a few more projects in the van before we do that.
And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can follow along as we figure out what it means to
Go slow down.